Right, well, good evening. I always meant to do this in the daylight actually, but I thought I'd better do this now, while I can, rather than when I can't, if, if that makes sense. It's 25 to midnight on the 5th of January 2010, and I'm at Boram Mill, which is at West Wiltshire, and it's got various different places. Mill race, look at that, taking up a couple of floors. Ground floor Wessex College, they're on 2 floors as well, and 3TR FM. And we are at the old mill here at Bishopstrow, which is Warminster. And once you come through, we go outside if you want. Tell you what, I'll leave this. Can I leave this on the left? Oh, it does kind of work. Maybe Here we go. I'll just do that. Is this thing? Ah, it's zoomed in quite a bit, isn't it? There we are. And you can't really see much, but this is a car park. And where the lights are, where we are. So you walk in the front door. I can see a new flashy front door. It's really good. And then immediately on the right hand side we go through to 3TRFM, which has been here since been here since 2001. And there's some old pews. You still love MD. And this used to be a little bit different. It changed a little bit. This is the room you come into to start off with. It's just a place where you can sit down if you want to. It's got some coloured picture empty. So that's the room, the first room you come into. This used to be my office here until some people at South West Radio took over, wanted to sublet it, and surprise, it didn't work. So this used to be the main room where we had everything: sales, news, programming, the whole lot. Now it's just the residue of what's left, really, the spare furniture, and this isn't really used at all. And we've still got a desk and a few signs and chairs and rubbish, basically. And it used to be the main hub of the place. And there we are. Up the steps we go. Look, steps. And we come across. Where should we go first? Should we go forwards or to the left? I'll tell you what, let's go to the right. So you go up the steps and then down the steps, which is a little bit strange, isn't it? And this is where everything got moved to in the forms of desks and things like that. You used to have here just a bit of a dumping ground, really, full engineering pieces all along here. And this kind of corner bit used to be a glass room, which used to be meeting room. But it all got moved. So, we've got the printer and all sorts of stuff there. It's actually, well, it should be Logging Heart, but it's not. But shh, I didn't tell you that. And we have desks. We have, well, Matt Cruz used to sit here, but he's left. This is essentially news. That's where Ray sits. Hello, Ray. He's not here. Sales. Well, again, there should be sales. And then that's a spare PC. Nothing in charge sits over here at this desk. And actually, there's some stuff left from the glass room. That's glass panels. And this used to be in the glass room as well. This gear here, a rack full of audio bits and pieces. Now, this is a great radio station because what you can do, if there's a key around. Ah, here's the key. Look, is that going to work? There's the key. You can wander outside. And again, it's a little bit dark, but it's a bit snowy as well. It's pitch black. But you can hear it anyway. Right by the side of us is the River Wiley. I've got to be careful not to drop this. So, well, what a location for a radio station. It really is. Let's go back in the warm, because it's nice and warm in here. Make sure that gets locked up so nothing gets stolen. So this is the day-to-day area for general office activities. Let's go up the stairs and we will go in here. And to go into there, we've got some boards, thank you notes. This is quite entertaining. Health and safety handbook. Anything else which is funny? There's Phil Starks. Hello. Now look! No admittance. Danger. You can actually get an electric shock in this if you're not careful. We come to the racks room, which is let's just crank that down. There's not much space in here, but you don't need much space. You've got some racks, 3 racks in here, which contain all the gear. What we'll do is, first of all, we'll go through the back, because there's a couple of interesting things here. Look, a back of a rack! How often do you see that? Wires and everything. Fuse boxes. Yes, fair enough. And if I can just get away to the chrome field, I wonder if I can get that there. That's If you've seen Brunel's video, the original one, not quite as much, but still relatively impressive. A whole rack's worth of chrome fields. Everything can get patched in there if it wants to, and most of the gear is wired in. Audio from one place to another. So that's what the series of cream boxes is. Right, around we go. Rack 3 is mainly made up of computer gear. Nice GM unit actually. Oh, I didn't know we had one of them. Computing gear. Rack number 2. Mostly computing gear again actually. NK systems. See the EPS at the top. How exciting. Hard drives, more PCs. And the first rack is pretty much all made up, apart from the IRN DFD box, they're pretty much all made up of audio gear. So again, EPS, radio, distribution units, satellites, satellite boxes, and right the way down to the end, which has got the codec, backup transmitter, and the killer stream line, which even says BTTX line. So that whole lot goes down one wire to the transmitter, which is not too far away from here at all, just up the hill. We go through to here, which will get us through to the final bit of the studio. Studio 1. All the programs are made in here, and it's quite tidy. Look at this! Oh, someone's been clearing up. It's probably Tom. Wow, this is extremely tidy. Now, like most studios, we do have a backup kettle, just in case you do need one. A lot of people love the studio because it's one of the few that have a split configuration Alice Air 2000 desk. On this side, mainly audio inputs like Enco, CD players, IRN. This side made up of microphones and telco units used for live telephone calls on the air. And if I can I pan out anymore? Oh, I can. That's what it... Oh, I can't get back too much more. That's what it generally looks like on the view of the presenter. PC here, which is standard stuff. Back timing, Adobe Audition, internet, etc, etc, plus email. Here, if I whiz it on, full of fingerprints. I need to wiggle the mouse. You can just about see that. A version of Enco, which is now nearly 5 years old. It's 4.3E. So it's quite buggy, old-fashioned buttons, lacking the new features that obviously the new version has got, but it still does the business. So that's Enco. This might as well be switched off. Got a TV in here as well, and then we do have a couple of mini disc players, 2 CD players, a input, a couple of XLR inputs there, so you can plug what you want in. Distribution unit, which is used for the back, a radio and a cassette player, and a little Enco button thing you can, yeah. So that's Studio 1, and then the very last bit, if we come out of this, is just literally next door, Studio 2, and like most radio studios, almost identical to Studio 1. This actually houses our OB and spares as wires and cables in there, and on the top of the cupboard. Once again, you've got a split configuration desk, mostly the audio inputs like Enco, CD players, switches on that side, on the left hand side, right hand side, mic, 1 phone fader, and just an extra audio fader. Yeah. Again, you've got a studio PC, chair back, internet, email, Adobe Audition, blah 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 blah. This Enco machine does a little bit more than the one in Studio 1. You've got a Dropbox which you can put audio files in and it'll inject it straight to Enco. You can also send audio to anywhere in the group on here as well through this audio squirt. And again, you've got the version of Enco. So if I search for, what should we search for? Money. It's always nice to search for, isn't it? We can listen to the Flying Lizards. And money! Isn't that wonderful? The joys of Enco. In the rack, this is where it's quite a fair bit different in some ways than Studio 1. You've got an effects unit at the top, so you can echo, delay, flange, do whatever you want. Or power distribution below that, cassette player again. And amazingly, bearing in mind the studio was built in 2001, which was quite outstanding then actually, but you've still got it now. We have a Tascam DATS recorder, and DATS weren't used that much in 2001. 2010, blooming heck, they're not now. Yeah, it still works. You can put your tape in, and you can record on 48K, which is quite high quality, although you can do that on PCs. But you know, that, my god. Mini disc CD player, and a CD recorder here, which doesn't actually work. It needs a new transformer, I think Ray was saying. But record directly to CDs. Just do that on computers now anyway. Oh, and also at the top as well, you've got your XLR inputs. So a little bit of a difference, but hey ho. And that makes up Studio 2. Mike Lightly, do you want to see something red? Hey, look at that, red. Fantastic. And if you come out of Studio 2, you can just go out, if I just show you through the window, the fire exit, which will get you out to the garden again. And that is 3TR-FM as it stands in 2010. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta. Once again, I have no